Lord, with the great name of Allah, who is the most kind and the most merciful. It's me, Arslan Buledi from Business Administration Department, UK20 batch, from Sid University campus, Ladkanda. This video is recorded for basis of final term and current situation of COVID-19, and this lecture is supervised by Sir Ayaz Ali Maktoum. So, there are the three topics of presentation in economics. Number first, opportunity cost. Number second, law of demand. Number third, law of supply. So, first topic, opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is the cost of decisions in the term of the best alternative in the given of best order to achieve it. It is the alternative for them. Here is an example of opportunity cost. In front of you have two mobiles. One mobile is iPhone 7 and second mobile is Samsung J7. For example, the iPhone 7 is the best mobile from Samsung, but you choose the J7 mobile from it, then your opportunity cost is iPhone mobile. Opportunity cost. We make choice every day because we have limited resources but so many wants. We therefore have to decide which wants we will satisfy and those will not. Every choice involves a trade-off. You must give up something if you want to get something. Whatever you give up is called an opportunity cost. In simple words, you can say it that if you want to get something, you must give up something. There are some examples of opportunity cost. Tony buys a pizza and with that same amount of money he could have bought a drink and a hot dog. The opportunity cost is the drink and hot dog. Why the why the opportunity cost is the drink and hot dog? Because in the same price he get one item and in same price he get two items, but he select pizza and he give up the drink and hot dog. That's why it is an opportunity cost. Second example, for a farmer choosing to plant corn, the opportunity cost would be any other crop he may have planted like wheat or sorghum. Law of demand. First, we know that what is demand. Demand in economics means desire to possess a good supported by willingness and ability to. Number second topic is law of demand. Number one, states other factors remaining constant, the demand for a commodity explained with falls in its price and contracts with rise in price. In simple terms, the demand of commodity decreases when the price decreases, the demand of commodity increases. Number second, inverse relationship between the price of a commodity and its quantity demand. There is an increase in the demand, the price was falling and vice versa. We would conventionally say that there is inverse relationship between price of commodity and the quantity which should be demanded. Number third, linear demand curve is shown in below. So Q and QP is your quantity and P and PV is your price. So suppose when the price P and quantity demanded PB, when the price fell down from PA to PB, what happened? The quantity demanded increases from QA to QB. So what happened out here? If I have a straight line, this would be a demand curve. So here you can see the demand curve sloping because here is the inverse relationship between the price and the quantity demanded. Assumptions of the demand of law. Number first, taste and preference of consumer remain constant. Why preference of consumer and taste remain constant? So let's see. I am preferring you to Western clothes. So now my preference changed to Pakistan clothes. That is, I'm preferring more traditional clothes. So what would we be happen when even in the price of the Western wears goes down? I will stay not buying because I have starting preference Pakistan wears, and because that is the traditional wear. Hence, the law of demand says that the taste of the preference should remain constant. This is the first assumption of the demand of the law. Number second is there is no change in the income of the consumer. So the income of the consumer remain constant, and it is the second assumption of the demand of law. Number third, prices of related goods do not change. Is a third assumption of the demand of the law because of the related goods price changes that according the demand will get affected. You remember we did that about petrol, car, and ink pen. Number fourth, no expectations of further change in the supply of a commodity. There should be no expectation of change in the supply of commodity as we understood the determinants of the demand. If you expect the shortage of commodity in future, you will start demanding more assumptions. Here there is no such future in which supply of commodity. Number fifth, no change. Number fifth, no change in the distribution of income. Then comes in the distribution of the income should not change. Now understood determinants of demands that your income distributing more equitable than the demands get affected according it's more unequitable will even in the demand get affected. The law of demand assumes that there is no change in the distribution of income. Number fifth, oh sorry, number six, no change in the population. Causes of downward slope. What are the causes of downward slope? See the reasons here because law of diminishing marginal loss come into play. So as the consumption gets increased, that as when we start consuming more than the consumer will get less satisfaction. So every additional unit to be purchased, the consumer willing to pay less price for that. Number second. The second thing is in the curve downward sloping because income will affect the change. Here change in the on price. The on price of commodity would cause change in the real income of consumer. With a fall in price, the real income increases. Accordingly, demand for the commodity increases and vice versa. So what this point try to tell you, it is the thing that when the commodity, let's take the price of chocolate changes, then the price of chocolate changes, then the real income of the consumer would also change. If the price of chocolate comes down from 10 rupees to 5 rupees, then the real income of consumer would increase the real because now he would have save more money in spite of buying chocolate, so he would demanding more, so he will say instead of one bar of chocolate now I can have two bars of chocolate. So it's have income change in effect. Number third is substitution effect. If I am able as a consumer substitute of one commodity for other and one would be relatively cheaper, then our demand will affected. For example, as the petrol prices started rising, and what happened, the demand of diesel driving vehicles or CNG started increasing, so substitution also caused downward sloping demand curve. Number four, size of consumer group. It would attract the commodity, attract new buyers who can afford to buy, hence quantity demand rises. So suppose more and more consumer are getting added. So best example here would be added. So because of the rise in income, they are getting easy loan, so more and more people are able to afford car right now, because more and more people able to afford a car. The size of a consumer group when it comes to car increasing, and have the quantity demand for cars are also increasing in Pakistan. Number fifth, different uses. Now suppose if a commodity capable of being used in different manner, then the demand will expand if the price decreases. So today I can afford 1 liter of milk, so that is only sufficient to look after the to look after the family. So tomorrow the price of milk gets down, I can afford 2 liters of milk, so I will start eating curd, butter, and it can be used in different forms like butter, paneer, and that I will afford more, and because of it I will afford more because I have more milk I am putting into different shapes. As the price will decrease, I will use in different regions. So third topic is law of supply. First we know that what is supply. Supply is an economic term that refers to the amount of a given product or service the suppliers are willing to offer to consumer at a given price, at a given price level, at a given specific time. So law of supply. So first point is that states that keeping other determinants of the supply constant, the quantity supplied decreases with fall in the prices of the increases with the increase in price. Law of supply said that keeping other things determinants of the supply constant, the quantity supply would decreases with fall in price and increase in price. Number second point is derives relation between price and quantity supplied. If derives the relationship that supply of the law derives relationship between the price and the quantity that has been supplied in market. Number third, as per the law, supply of a commodity directly related to price commodity. As per this law, the quantity supplied of commodity directly related to the price of the commodity. So as the price moves, so does the supply. So number fourth point is quantity supplied decreases with the falling price and the vice versa. Number fifth point, curve shows positive relation between on price of the commodity and its quantity supplied. Here is an example of quantity supplied in kgs. When we are doing the demand curve, downward sloping curve, when it comes to supply, it's an upward sloping curve because as a positive relationship between the price and commodity which has been supplied. So for example, here when the price is 10, the quantity supplied 1 kg. We are just doing in kgs. So let's say this is the curve for a wheat. The commodity here is a wheat. So supply is 1 kg. What? So when the price is 10, okay, when it increases, the quantity supply also increases. So here you can see I draw a straight line. I would get the access curve which upward sloping has a positive relationship. Law of supply assumptions. So number first is there is no change in the price of the factors of the production. So the first assumption is that there is no change in the price of factors of production. The price of factors and productions remain constant. Number second is there is no change in techniques of production, because that would be rendered the supply of law useless. So number third is there is no change in the goal of him. Number fourth is there is no change in the prices of related goods. Number fifth is investors have full confidence over. Why does law of supply oppressed? Number first is profit motive. The first thing is profit motive. As the price rises, the supplier's profit margin will be also rise. So if tomorrow the same wheat can still sold out instead of 10 but at 20 rupees, what would happen? I am earning more profit. Suppliers increased profit motivates the supplier to supply more. Number second is change in the number of films. So change in the number of films, what does it mean? High profit would coming when there is high price. So if there is a high price, so if there is a high marginal profit, then the particular business starts becoming lucrative to new innovations. People get more attractive to that business. Many people like to invest in that business. Many people come and would like to open particular business. Because of that, what would happen? The number of films will increase in the market. Because of that, supply rise. Because there are more numbers of films, they will supply more numbers of quantity. By hence the supply will be get affected. Number third is reduction in stock. Now reduction in stock, as the price rises, the production or the producer of willing to supply more on the stock which we have accumulated, causing the stock to deplete and the supply to increase. Exceptions to law of supply. Number first is agriculture goods. At their supply demand upon the climate conditions and not on the price. Just as demand of law has some exceptions and law of supply exceptions, what is agriculture good as their supply depends on climate conditions and not on price of hands. Law of supply not be capable to agriculture goods. Number second is perishable goods. Fruits, vegetables, milks, and products cannot be held for a long time, and the suppliers willing to supply these products even when the price are less for fears that they would be useless. Antique goods and printing. The suppliers get affected by factors other than the price. Future expectations regarding prices. What about the future expectations regarding price? Price, if the price are rising, let's see, I am seeing the petrol price is rising, but the seller anticipates that the would the rising future, but I am anticipating that in future the petrol going to increase more than the will be not increase supply. Right now I would really like to wait because petrol is not perishable goods. So let me wait and let me supply when the prices much more higher than present price. Lack of resources. Underdeveloped economies supply cannot be increased due to the lack of resources. This is an exception of law. Underdeveloped economies. When you are talking about more economies supply cannot be increased due to lack of resources as they really do not much of money. So they can really not increase the supply because of that supply will not apply there. Labor market. As the wage rate rise, workers tend to work for less hours to as to enjoy leisure to supply decreases. Let's take an example. If after working for 8 hours and I am able to earn 60,000, so if tomorrow I am able to earn 16,000 for 4 hours, I would be willing to work for 8 hours to get 32,000. Generally depend on my necessity and needs. So suppose mostly of the time it has been observed that the workers, when they get the same money in the same time, getting the same money in the same time, and avoid to working long, and hence the supply of low doesn't work.